Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing my June 2021 bullet journal setup. Let's get started with the cover page. This theme is all about colorful flowers and smiley faces. This was inspired by many different types of visual aesthetics. These aesthetics involve a lot of bright colors, flowers, and rainbows. Most of all, I was inspired by the 2000s, which is also known as Y2k aesthetic. Y2k involves a lot of nostalgia and colorful things from the 2000s. It's an aesthetic inspired by the 2000s childhood. You know those beaded phone charms that are trending recently? Those are also in the Y2k aesthetic. To fit the colorful theme, I drew lots of colorful flowers around the page. I'm also drawing lots of smaller flowers around them. These will fill in the spaces and add more color to the page. Instead of a yellow center like the big flowers, I'm using different colors for the centers of the smaller flowers. Make sure you combine a light color and a darker color next to each other. So if you use a dark blue for the center, use a lighter color for the petals. This will make sure that the flower has contrast. After the flowers are done, I'm writing the title in a bubble letter font. It's very colorful and it kind of reminds me of those fridge magnet letters, right? After I colored the letters, I drew a black outline. I aligned it a little bit off-center, so it's a little bit to the right and lower than the colored part. This makes it so that the letters have a little bit of a white space in some areas. Now I'm going to do all of the smiley faces on the flowers. As you can see, it's just a very simple smiley face. Sometimes the mouths are closed and sometimes they're open. I also decided to outline some of the big flowers, but for the rest of the setup, you'll see that I decided to not outline them anymore because I wanted a more minimal look. I didn't outline the smaller flowers because it would be too overwhelming. Now it's time for the fun part. I have these stickers from a long time ago. When I was younger in school and you did good on your homework, the teacher would put a sticker on your paper, so I have all those stickers from all those years ago. I also have some star stickers, but they have a white rectangle, so I'm going to cut off the white part. I left a little bit of the white border around the star so that I can layer my drawings. If you don't have the stickers, you can just create your own by drawing on a separate sheet of paper and cutting them out. Be careful not to add too many or it will be crowded. Since this theme is bright and colorful, I decided to go with a very simple white grid washi tape. And here's the final result. It's super cute. On to the next page. I'm starting off the calendar page by writing the title just like the cover page using a bubble letter font. I'm also drawing some flowers around the page. I drew 4 to 5 petals on each flower. For the petals, I first started with little circles and then I filled in the gaps. These flower doodles are super easy to draw, so you can easily follow along if you want. This theme is probably the most simple that I've ever done. Recently, I've been doing complicated spreads like my April watercolor or my May theme, but now it's kind of relaxing to take a break and do something really simple for this month. For the calendar, I kept it really simple to balance with the chaotic drawings all over the page. So I just drew a simple grid with black lines. At the end of this video, I'll show you something from when I was younger that inspired me to make this theme. I really took a lot of inspiration from things when I was really young, especially the stickers, which I mentioned before were exactly the same ones that I got when I was really young in school. I wrote the days of the weeks in alternating colors. Throughout this theme, I've been using a rounded font, but for the dates, I made a font that has 2 lines on the downstroke. After that, I drew a little notes box in the corner. It's small because I usually only write 1 or 2 things. You might have noticed I've been leaving the right side of the page empty, and that's because I'm going to turn this into a Dutch door spread. You'll see that later. Before that, I'm adding some stickers. I'm starting to run out of some stickers, but that's okay because I'll show you how to make your own stickers later in this video. Now it's time for the Dutch door spread. I'm cutting around the calendar border, leaving a border around the flowers. The sidebar over here is going to be my habit tracker. I moved my habit tracker next to the calendar page because I want to focus on my habits a lot more. Once I drew the mini calendars for June, I colored them in many different colors. A tip for reducing your number of trackers is to combine 2 habits if you always do them together. As you can see on the green one, I combined coconut and floss together, so I'll track when I do both of them. So I made a mistake. The June calendar doesn't have the last 3 days, so I need to remove them. I just used a black pen to draw a drop shadow underneath and on the side of the mini calendars to disguise it. After that, I colored in each drop shadow. There's not much room for a drawing, so I just added some pretty washi tape on the side. To use this, I would just draw a little dot on the day I did the habit, and that's the finished calendar and habit tracker. Inside the Dutch door flap, I'm going to do my trackers. On the top, I have my test tracker. This is where I can write my exams and tests. Luckily, this month I do not have that many tests, so I'm only going to make a small table. You can use this table for anything else like expense trackers or tracking different exercises. On the top of the table, I wrote my categories. On the bottom, I have my sleep tracker. The first one is for my wake up time, and the second one is for my bedtimes. I used to do wake up and bedtimes in the same tracker, but that was confusing, so now I split them up into two different ones. I added green washi tape for the title, but I'm going to remove that later because I didn't like it. Around the trackers, I'm drawing many colorful pastel flowers like before. Since this is a mini tracker, it doesn't have enough room to fit all 30 days of June, so I'm going to split the dates in half among the two trackers. On the bedtime tracker, I'm writing all the odd numbered dates, and on the wake up tracker, I'm writing all the even numbered dates. This should make sure that there's an even representation of the month for both trackers while saving some space. This will function just like a regular bar graph, so on the y-axis I have the hours. I will color a bar up to the hour that I woke up or slept. My favorite part is adding the stickers. In the past, I never would have thought that I would add these tacky school stickers into my bullet journal. Something that would be ugly by itself, but I turned it into something pretty. And here's the final result. This is my first Dutch door calendar spread, and I think it's pretty cool. Next is the brain dump. This page is where I'll write all my ideas, notes, or anything I want. I decided to do a 2-page spread since I'm going to have lots of ideas and planning to do this month. So first I wrote the title across both pages. Now I'm writing mini subheadings. I found out that I actually write 3 types of things on my brain dump page. So I split the category into Etsy, YouTube, and other. Inside the Etsy and YouTube category, I wrote this month and next month. At the bottom, I'm writing a quote. I wrote a life full of happiness. This theme is a very happy and colorful vibe, so I think this was the perfect quote. On the word happiness, I'm using a fine liner to draw a drop shadow on the right side of each letter. This is different from outlining the letters and making them offset like I've been doing before. So now I'm drawing the flowers on the bottom of the page. I didn't want to draw them all around the page because that would be too crowded, and I still want some room for writing my ideas. After that, I drew all different types of smiley faces in the centers. I actually think this would be cool to have colorful dots around the flowers instead of mini flowers, like how it looked before I drew the petals of the mini flowers. The colored dots would be a more minimal look. Now it's time for the stickers. As you can see, I've basically almost run out of stickers, so I'm going to draw my own. I drew little neon circles in place of the neon smiley face stickers. Drawing your own stickers is a great way to get creative with your own designs. Now I'm doing the smiley faces inside the neon circles. They really look like real stickers now. I'm going to show you another way to make your own sticker. Grab a piece of washi tape and stick it on top of a pre-made sticker. Make sure to leave a little gap and not cover the star completely. Now you can cut around the star. Use the little gap that you left earlier to peel off the washi tape. And now you have a star-shaped washi tape sticker. It's super cute and you can do this with any pattern of tape. I decided to highlight this month and next month to make it stand out more. Finally, add some grid washi tape and we're done. On to the next. This is the weekly spread where I'll write all my tasks and to-do lists. Okay, for some reason it didn't record, but I already drew 7 boxes for each day of the week. Now I'm turning it into a Polaroid photo, so I drew a border around each rectangle. I'm going to write my personal task in the bottom portion and my school task in the normal window of the box. I left gaps in the line so that I could draw colorful flowers around the page. With this spread, I'm going with a kind of sticker look. So I wanted each flower to look like it's a sticker on the Polaroid. I drew some on the top of the boxes and some behind. I'm trying to keep the flowers spaced out. There are so many things going on in this setup. So many colors, stickers, and drawings. It could easily become overwhelming. So I have a tip. Before drawing another flower, ask yourself, what would it look like if I didn't put a flower here? If the page would look fine without it, then stop, but if it would look empty, then you can add more. This will help prevent overcrowding. For the days of the week, I decided to draw on a separate sheet of paper and then cut it out while leaving a white border. I wanted it to look like it was a sticker stuck on the photo, so that's why I did it this way. I made sure to make each heading a different color from the one next to it. I realized I forgot to write the dates, but I'll do that off camera. I stuck washi tape like it was an actual Polaroid photo, so I put it in the corner and on the edges. I used a mixture of pre-made stickers and my own stickers. You can see that I used the washi tape star from before. I'm also drawing little circles to make fake smiley face stickers. At the bottom right corner, I'm writing a quote. Everything you need is already here. It's a really positive quote that matches with the happy vibe of this theme. I made each word a different font to make it look like the chaotic style of this theme. After that, I added a border around the corners. To make the Polaroid photos look more 3D, I'm adding a purple drop shadow. It's purple because it's part of the color scheme. After a few finishing touches, that's the finished weekly spread. Before I move on to the final flip through, please don't forget to give this video a like. Now on to the final flip through. The final result is really nice and I'm happy with how simple and cute this looks. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.